Hello, I have a quick question for you. When you're creating printables, who are you creating for? Are you creating for teachers? If so, I get it. But let's dig a little, a little deeper because that's what I have always said whenever people ask me, who do you create for? I say teachers. And I'm realizing that I need to dig a little deeper. Song gets stuck in my head, but because that answer is keeping me small and keeping me overwhelmed when I'm thinking about who I need to create for because it's keeping you from like standing out because you're thinking about a group of people instead of just one person. So let's talk about designing for Mrs. Smith, right? Your ideal teacher. So when we say I'm creating for teachers, we think we're being helpful, but teachers isn't a person, right? It's not a person, it's a crowd. And have you ever tried to make a crowd happy? Like it's overwhelming to design for them. And that's how you end up with a printable that's trying to be everything for everyone and it ends up connecting with no one. So, I want you to picture your Mrs. Smith. And I remember when I first started blogging, people would always say to, create an avatar. And I never really got that or understood that or like, I was never really comfortable with that because it seemed so odd to me to like just make up a person and then like just making him a person was weird to me, right? But if you think about it like instead of just making up a person, you're just like taking all the things from that crowd that you like and condensing it into one person. That's an easier thing for me to hold and an easier thing for me to try to figure out. So like for example, um Mrs. Smith, um she teaches kindergarten. She doesn't have a planning period. Her planning time is a joke. Her centers are pieced together from freebie bins and Target dollar spots, or bullseyes, whatever they call it. Her lesson plan is written in the margins or on a sticky note. Um, and now just imagine that Mrs. Smith going to Teachers Pay Teachers and typing in beginning sounds center. And then she's not just looking for a product per se, she's looking for relief, right? She's looking for someone to take over that planning for her, right? So that's what I kind of think of is like you just boil down all the different pieces of this crowd into one person, and then it's just your ideas get clearer and you know which clip art fits and your fonts and layouts make sense and you know what to include and what to skip and you know like how to write your description, how to write your letter to the teacher because odds are if you're here you've been there you've taught you've taught kindergarten and you haven't had a planning period and your centers needed a little help. And that's maybe why you started creating on Teachers Pay Teachers. So I want you to think about that. Okay. And then, so I ask myself, what I ask myself before I start designing about, Mrs. Smith. Mine is Mrs. Johnson, but yours can be Mrs. Smith. Before you start, ask who is it really for, right? What is she going to do with this product? What does her day look like? And what's on her desk? What is she like? What gets on her nerves? Um, and as a bonus, you could write her name on a sticky note. I actually have a set of sticky notes right here where I where I have different names because I have two different sides of my business. Um, like there's a certain person in my membership that I'm thinking of her right now while I'm creating this. It's like I think of her and then I'm speaking directly to her. And it helps me. And so I write her name on a sticky note and I keep it on my desk while I'm working so that I can look at it and be like, okay, I'm speaking to this person. And I know it kind of feels silly at first when you're first starting, but once you get there, once you like decide that's what you're doing and that's who you're creating for, it just works. Um, and the truth is, there is a Mrs. Smith out there right now refreshing Teachers Pay Teachers, looking for a product and hoping someone made something that she needs. And you can be that person. Okay. So if you're not sure who she is yet, leave a comment with 3 words to describe your dream customer and I'll help you map it out. All right. So um, I'm Beth Ann, by the way. I have a membership where I show people how to create products super quickly and easily. And I go live every Thursday to show Teachers Pay Teacher sellers how to find a trend and then make a product with it. And I'd love to have you here. So thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next one.